Although just the other day I'd gone off about the killers of Forsaken, I hadn't said anything about the survivors. If you haven't seen the other one, there should be a banner on the top right, so feel free to check that one out first. That's one important thing I'd love to mention before I really talk about anything though. Everything I say about certain survivors or killers is entirely in the perspective of a casual server. Now I'm aware some people can't avoid getting servers with people who have more playtime on Forsaken than they do hours outside, but I speak from the perspective of a server without any sweats. I'd like to bring that up as many comments in my previous video mentioned things like competitive Forsaken. Anyhow, about the survivors. I'll start with the most obvious of them. Two-time. Now, they have a reputation for being drawn like this, and for being the most obnoxious sentinel in the game. But in order to understand that, let's look at their main ability, the dagger, as that's why it's always caused the fuss about them. Now, the first thing to notice is that you can't stun 100% of the time, as two-time may miss or hit a front stab, and basically just tickle the killer. Hitting the killer from the back causes a stun. In concept, this sounds fun and influences team play, because two-time needs a way to actually get behind the killer for a stun to work. And any killer who knows they should be killing people will be facing the person they're going to kill. Two-time's playstyle is supposed to encourage staying in the backlines to catch the killer off guard. Now I wonder where I've heard that before. Yep, just like the spy in TF2, which may I politely remind you is also a skin for 007 and 7 of all survivors. Two-time mains love trying to trick stab. Now, sometimes this can feel fair to fight against, but other times...
Is that 1%? Oh.
Nah, you know what?
You actually got me with that!
Yo, bro, can we lock in, twin?
Yeah. Maybe because I was looping them.
Too fat.
I'm gonna make a documentary video like you, but it's called John Doe's.
It makes me feel like a kid eating crayons for a tier list of which colors taste the best. Because it's fucking pointless trying to chase the goddamn mosquito. The killer has to play so carefully around two-time, and all they have to do is tap S and Q in quick succession for a free stun. Most of the time, it's seemingly luck of the draw, and other times, the game's blatantly fucking you with a broom at a 45-degree incline. Like, if you can convince me that these were fair, my next upload will be of me eating a kitchen sponge. Anyhow, moving past the whole kitchen sponge thing, the next survivor I'd like to talk about is Veronica. Veronica just automatically counters some of the killers, like John Doe. How so? I heard you ask, dear viewer who definitely asked that. It's pretty simple. Don't like spikes? Just jump over them. Felt like the chase was too fair? Literally hop across the entire map and retain 30 stamina afterwards. She's also literally dead weight to the team because her entire kit is set to help her and only her. Because she can't get heals from anything other than a battery, she's also entirely pointless to any Elliot or Builderman players. This is a smaller segment because these are blatant things that are well known by now. Now this one may come as a shock, but it'll make sense hopefully. The next one I'd like to talk about is Elliot. Now I 100% understand the idea of Forsaken getting a healer, that's quintessential for the gameplay. But I think Elliot on his own has balanced healing, not accounting for my Elliot players, he heals 25 HP a single slice. Sounds pretty fair, yes? But they just had to ruin the flow. Elliot has this passive where doing generators will increase his healing capabilities. And by how much is the question? How about up to healing just under 50 HP a single fucking slice? There aren't any drawbacks to Elliot's healing at all, since you just pick it up and heal. I think the board's a little much for just doing the objectives that you're supposed to be doing anyways. Okay, so the last survivor I'd like to talk about is motherfucking Guest 1337. Now this little fella, this guy, it's just all bad news. Guest 1337 might seem pretty bearable, but that's because everyone who uses him just is not very good. Very rarely do you come across a good guest main, and when you do, it's just not fair, really. Some guest players can hit that block, which is good, but then they just can't hit their punches for the parry. This sounds baffling. Like, a vast majority of guest players cannot aim their punches, but when they can, that's when it becomes like an actual sentiment. People like to do things where they call it hitbox dragging, or sometimes they just outright react to a move. But this means that you can play a character that has a slow attack like 1x1 or John Doe, and the guest player could just instantly react because he chose to play a character that wasn't Cool Kid or Slasher. That just seems so bullshit. And even if you are playing Cool Kid, guests can just entirely counter your best move because he can just block it. And the same goes with Void Rush or Demonic Pursuit. Guests can just block them because, why not? And that's just his block too. I haven't said anything about his charge yet. Remember, guests can also charge killers to get some close proximity time with the killer. Being able to shove killers around allows for probably some of the most biggest inconveniences to ever experience as the killer. Imagine leaving guests for LMS just for them to get the win because you knew it to strafe and press his charge button near a fucking ledge. And let me give you my honest take. I think how Sentinel should be played against the killer is as follows. Sheletsky should be able to punish for the lack of a keen eye on what's ahead. Guests should be able to punish overly reckless killers. And Chanton 2 times should be able to punish the killer for not keeping tabs on what's around them. That's just my opinion, however, so take it with a heavy grain of salt. And as of currently, that is my take on some of the survivors in Forsaken. Now that I've gotten those out of the way, I'd like to hear some of your guys' suggestions on what I should do next. But as of now, see ya.